welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with the final Morning Magpie of 2022. We're going to sign off this year, look forward to next year, and we thought we'd just do a quick news roundup show for you. So it's just a quick kind of 5-10 minute show really about what the headlines are in Newcastle United right now. So let's get stuck right in and keeping with that theme. 2022 is ending. What a year it's been. So we've got Leeds United at home at New Year's Eve, which is still mental to say that as a fixture, at Newcastle United's home ground, packed crowd, 52,000 mad Geordies. Dedicated Yorkshiremen and women coming up from Leeds to sign off the year. But the clubs are in two very different positions. Leeds are kind of where we used to be. We are now sitting in third position. We're second a couple of days ago, which was absolutely batshit crazy when you think about it. So 2022 has been an unbelievable year for Newcastle United, a year of transition. It mainly thanks to one man, and that man is Eddie Howe. What a manager this guy is. He has taken us from second bottom of the league to second top in the league. In a year, in less than a year, or just over a year, whichever way you want to say it. I'm just in a daze, just my admiration of this guy. I don't think any of us ever thought it was going to be as transformational as this and as quick as this, but it's just 2022 is probably going to go down on record as a phenomenal year for most Newcastle United fans. So many young fans now as well experiencing their Newcastle United success for the first time ever. A lot of old fuckers like me have been through Keegan and Robson, so we've got to enjoy the happy days, and the happy days are back again now, and I'm buzzing for those young fans and old fans like myself as well that are seeing it once again. And long may it continue into 2023. So let's end the year well, lads. Let's get that win against Leeds. Let's kick on to next year for some more success. So there has been some transfer talk kicking around as well, mainly because I think the injury to John Joe Shelby's really changed things a bit. We've always been talking about some players in January. We've been doing so many rumour has it videos in amongst the World Cup and just a little bit after. But I think the injury to John Joe Shelby sounds like he could be out for about 8 weeks now. We talked about this before. I did an article for the blog, which is up there if you go check it out, evermore.co.uk. evermorenufc.co.uk. I think that might take you to Taylor Swift's website, so maybe try the NUFC. But yeah, so John Joe Shelby's obviously missing through injury. He's gutted. Eddie Howe's gutted for him, said he's determined to come back. I'm not so sure he will come back, and I think it's changed the plans a little bit. But listen, there's some cracking midfielders available right now who are coming out of contract. We've covered it on the channel. Go check out some of the rumour has it videos. Jorginho, Tillemans is a really strong link. I'd love to see Yuri Tillemans in this shirt, this black and white shirt. Just unbelievable player, and I think he would fit in so well with the squad. But yeah, we're definitely going to see some movement, I think, in activity in that midfield area. A lot of people say we need defensive cover, which we probably do. We might get a defensive midfielder in, but we'll be covering as many rumour transfers as we possibly can. Certainly that midfield position, I think it's going to heat up. But I just have a feeling in my waters that we're going to see Yuri Tillemans in a black and white shirt come January. So I'm really excited about that. So I hope that you can clip this and I'm right when the move happens. I'm not ITK. We don't do that here, but I've just got a good feeling about that. I think everything about that deal sounds good to me, but we'll be keeping an eye on that. I'm sure those links will mount up even further. So in terms of outgoings, there is some talk about loan ranges. So apparently Jamal Lewis is going to be made available for loan in the January transfer window, along with Matt Ritchie and Paul Dummett. We were talking about Paul Dummett the other day. Dummett's been a long-serving player for the squad. Been really unlucky with injury. Just, his injuries have injuries. And it's a real shame. I was actually wondering whether Dummett would retire and maybe, jump into the background in terms of a coach. But maybe someone in the Championship might take a chance on Dummett. Still a very good player if you can keep him fit. That's a huge if. Matt Ritchie, I think, maybe might go back down to the south coast possibly. And maybe apply his trade down there a little bit. But, listen, they've served as well over the years. Certainly Matt Ritchie of late getting us out of the Championship. Paul Dummett had a good stint for us at left back, and is a Geordie boy. So we thank the guys really well. Jamal Lewis is still a young player. He can still come back and maybe be part of this squad. But I wouldn't be surprised to see that happening. We have had some of our players who are already out on loan have been in action over the festive period. So a bit of a mixed review for them. So Kieran Clark scored for Sheffield United, I think, in their Boxing Day fixture against Burnley. It was a long time since Clark scored, I think well over a year. Isaac Hayden, I think, was playing for Norwich. I think he did get a bit of an injury to Isaac Hayden, but I really hope that the news of Steve Bruce coming to Norwich isn't true, because Isaac Hayden will be shitting himself on that one. Kel Watts, he's obviously on loan at Peterborough. He played the full game as the Posh drew 1-1 with Charlton. And really bad news for Matty Longstaff, actually. A big fan of Matty Longstaff, but I have a bad feeling that his time at the club might be coming to an end anyway with all these transitional moves for midfielders. But Matty come back and played after injury for Colchester. And he came off the bench in the 82nd minute as the U's picked up a victory. But then he was stretched off in the 89th minute, which what sounds like a bad knee injury apparently. So that isn't good for Matty. We wish Matty well. We really hope that he comes back from injury, and he comes back stronger. And Dan Langley as well, he played for Gateshead as they won 3-0 against York City. So a bit of a mixed bag for the young loan players there. But I do think we will be making some room in the squad for these new inbound squad players or inbound first team players in a January window. So we'll keep an eye on that one. And a little bit of sad news now moving on. Obviously, the football world is mourning the death of just an absolute icon, really, in the shape of Pele, the Brazilian superstar. In many people's eyes, the best there ever has been. The word world class is used far too often now, but realistically, in this wonderful game of football that we love so much, there's only 4 players who are probably world class, and Pele is one of them. There's no doubt about that, and was one of the earliest ones to do it. So he died at the age of 82. The whole footballing world is mourning. The Premier League are planning a tribute to him, I think, where there's going to be I think it's a minute's applause or a minute's silence before the game, and everyone's going to be wearing black armbands as well as a mark of respect for Pele. So it's a minute's applause before the kickoffs is what it is. A minute's applause for the great man himself. And just listen, I'm too young to have seen Pele play like many of us would be, watching this, but just go back and look at the videos. I mean, this guy changed the whole face of football. And I think Cafu said it best. Pele is eternal. I think his legacy on this game, his influence on this game, the skill he brought, the flair he brought, the ability to strike the ball the way he did, it's just transcended through generations. And very, very rarely is the sport, any sport, gifted an icon such as this man. So may he rest in peace and thoughts with his family as well. And I'm sure the footballing world will give him the utmost respect that he deserves. And I'm pretty sure the Brazilian lads will be taking this hard as well in the shape of Bruno and Joelinton. So we really hope that Eddie puts his arm around them, which I think he already said he would do in the press conference as well. So a bit more sadness as well, actually, for us closer to home in terms of Newcastle United. So it's been 7 years since we lost the great Pavel Srnicek as well, way too early. So the club did a fantastic job of remembering Pav in terms of their the Twitter account there, which the Twitter account is unbelievable at the minute, to be fair. So massive respect to the guys running it there. So you can see there that they tweeted that a day ago that it marked the 7 years since the death of Pavel Srnicek, and forever in our thoughts. And he is Pavel as a Geordie. He was an unbelievable servant for the club, a wonderful man, and just gone way too soon. So massive love to Pav's family as well. On a sad day, sad anniversary of Pav passing on. So moving back to the club, title chasing Mags and media hype growing around the club. So yeah, the media are in full flow. We talked about this on Evermore. We kind of poo-pooed it really quickly, certainly with Lee and Paul on the panel that was pissed on straight away. But the media whipping up frenzy about Newcastle United. Are we going to be title contenders? We're in amongst it. But listen, all we can do is win our games, as Eddie Howe keeps saying. It's great to be up there. Eddie Howe said cheekily in his press conference, it's nicer to be there than it is the other end, which I think is brilliant. I love the charm of the guy. He's just fantastic, really. But it's brilliant just to enjoy being where we are, really. I mean, we're nowhere near threat of relegation. We're looking more at Champions League this season. I think we will. The more and more I see us playing, if we strengthen with those kind of players we'll be linked to in January, I don't see any reason why we can't finish in the top 4. But titles might be a little bit ahead of us at the minute. So it's lovely to talk about it. It's lovely to dream about it. But I think the media is getting a bit more excited than most Newcastle fans that I've spoken to. But fuck it. You got to be in it to win it. Why not? Roll the dice. Let's have a go. I'd love it. Oh my God, I'd love it, as Keegan would say. Can you imagine winning that title this season? Just the pure salt coming from the other fans would just be wonderful. You can drink it in for days. But yeah, I don't think we'll win the league this season, in my opinion. I think maybe top 4, but not league win for me. But let us know what you guys think in the comments below, whether you've been bought in by the media train and you're already getting your title winners t-shirts. And just to finish up, is Eddie Howe better than Klopp and Pep? Well, he is, according to Jamie Carragher, who wrote in the Telegraph, quite well as well. Obviously, Jamie with his massive links to Liverpool and his huge admiration for both Klopp and Pep. He said that for him, Eddie Howe is manager of the year, and it's hard to argue with that. He said he doesn't see anybody who could have come in and done a better job than Eddie Howe. A lot of people were saying that, the job was too big for him, being proven wrong. A lot of people said he'd be the Mark Hughes of Newcastle, as in phase one. They've been proven wrong as well. So Jamie Carragher makes all these points brilliantly in the Telegraph piece. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's up there. I think I liked it on my Twitter feed as well. And it's just great to see Eddie Howe getting the respect that he really deserves. And, I think what I like about what Carragher's written in his piece is he shied away from the money that was spent, which loads of people throw out as such a lazy, crap, lame excuse. And he's rightly so singled out Eddie for his just brilliant coaching of the players that he inherited. And then if you look at it, the players that are performing, to the best of their ability, Joe Linton, Miggy Almiron, these were players who were written off by the previous manager, written off by most of the fans, myself included. And this man has managed to get them, Sean Longstaff as well, if you want to add him in there. This man has managed to get these players playing some of the best football they've ever played in their entire careers, and it's just amazing to see. And he's getting all the plaudits and respect that he deserves from media and his contemporaries alike, which is just brilliant to see. Long may these pieces continue, because it means that he's doing really well and Newcastle are doing really well. So that's just wrapped up for the last Morning Magpie of the year. We hope you've enjoyed what we do. We've had a brilliant 2022 as evermore as well. The channel's grown massively thanks to all you wonderful people. Whatever you're doing tonight, stay safe. Have a wonderful new year. Have a happy new year. I wish you nothing but success and happiness and love in 2023. We'll be back with Evermore to give you way more content, all free of charge. We don't like to charge people for this. We just love talking about the club, especially this wonderful time. We're so excited to talk about the club. So if that's the kind of thing you like, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Come and join us. We're on 2,207 subscribers, I think, now. So with a few more, you come on board. Room for loads more. All free, as I said. 2 weekly shows, pop-up shows like the transfers, previews, post-match reviews, and, of course, Morning Magpie. So this is Chris signing off for the year. Let's keep supporting that team. We're Newcastle United. And wherever you are, have a brilliant Morning Magpies. Happy New Year, and we'll see you later.